Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Geiselsberg with Seasons. It is the first day of summer. Yeah, that's right, I skipped ahead to the first day of summer. I made a couple changes to, what would we call this, infrastructure? I don't know. I bought a couple buildings. This first one is really cool. Last episode, maybe the one before that, I was reminiscing about a wool storage barn from FS19 that I used on Oakfield. Right? Put your pallets in there. It's got the little chalkboard. And like a day later, this dropped. This is by GTX Modding. Had nothing to do with me mentioning it. I'm not suggesting that. It's just a coincidence. But yep, this is the one that I was talking about. And it is now installed here on our farm. And I also got the little workshop. And the reason I got it is, I don't know if you've noticed this, and it could be I'm seeing it wrong. But if you go to your garage, typically when you scroll through here, periodically down at the bottom next to leased items, it will say press down, click down on your left analog stick to repair. That seems to be, for one reason or another, disabled. I don't know if it's because of seasons or the difficulty that we're on. Normally it is there regardless of whatever difficulty I play, so I think seasons deletes that option. And we had to get this where we're doing our repairs. We've got 3 pallets of wool. Our sheep, we have 100 sheep. They're making a little bit of wool. And it is at €700 per bale right now. So not a good time to sell. We don't have any to sell anyway, but it's not a good time regardless. And while we're talking about money, here's the books. Let me show you my books. Still no loan. And we're still surviving. I've been selling crops from our silo little by little, just to keep the candle lit. We're sitting on about €40,000. We did rent some equipment. We're going to mow grass today. There you go. We rented a Deutz 9. We rented a set of mowers, front and rear. We rented a baler with a wrapper, and we rented a big dolly trailer. And we are going to use auto load. Hope that doesn't bother you. So, where do we want to begin? I'll tell you this. When we look at the map, when we look at our grass, right, and we'll do it first without the grass turned on so you can see which fields I'm talking about. This field out to the west and this meadow right here, these both had grass planted in them when we started our save game. These are not numbered fields. They just have grass in them. Now, our forest, we cut down and we planted grass. And then field 5, 11, and 15, we planted grass. So what I noticed is the grass that was already planted when we started our save game can now be harvested first day of summer. The grass that we planted ourselves is not ready yet. And it's sort of a conundrum because the grass that was already on the map is only double fertilized, whereas the grass that we planted, I'm sorry, it's not even double fertilized, it's single fertilized, whereas the grass that we planted is triple fertilized. So the fields that we want are the ones with all this grass in them. They're not ready yet. The fields that we can have a comparatively low yield. But there's something else to think about because this is seasons now, not the chainsaw, this thing. When we look, our grass is 100%, or at least this grass is 100% grown. It's 1/3 fertilized and it has 13% moisture. So now, welcome to seasons, by the way. Now we go here and we look at our forecast, and we're going to have rain in, it'll start raining tomorrow evening, and possibly rain for 3 days, but no guarantees. So I guess what I don't want to do is wait on this grass in order to harvest everything at once and potentially lose having this grass growing again and being available for second cut, triple fertilized. Does that make any sense at all? It's kind of a bird in the hand thing. I don't want to wait trying to get more and end up with less. So I think our best bet is to mow this grass now and then get it fertilized again to be ready for second cut and hope that it's done in time, for lack of a better word. I think it will be, but the other grass, which is still growing, I don't know if that will be ready for second cut. So you see what I'm getting at. It's possible that we'll have some fields that we can mow twice and others that we can only mow once. Whereas if we wait, I'm concerned we'll only ever be able to mow all of our fields one time. We'll get one cut this year, right? And then on top of that, silage is going for, I think, 50 euro per ton right now. It was forecast to go up as high as 200. However, for some reason, as the days go by, the forecast for pricing continues to trend downward rather than upward. It says it's going to go up, but then as each day passes, it just continues to sort of drop down radically. So if the prices don't go up, we're looking at 200 euro per bale. And if we get 250 bales from here, right, that's 50 grand, which is really not a lot compared to what we made without seasons. I think we made 280,000 euro down south when we did our first big silage bale harvest, right? 20% would be what we get. Now, we do have hard pricing on, and we are using seasons. We want that realism, but golly, not that real. It's killing us. So we will adapt and improvise and overcome. But at the moment, that's where we're at. So let's get these mowers unfolded. And I am going to turn this back on because I want to make sure that we are on swathing. Work mode, swath dropping. Okay, so that is good. Brake is set. Let's hop out. We're going to go back here. We have to take this off. Follow me for a moment. We're going to go back here and turn manual drop to automatic. It does. Bale wrapper is on. Okay. So then we're going to turn this on. After we unfold it, we're going to turn it on. There we go. We're going to lower the pickup. We're going to put it back on follow me. We're going to hop out again. Come back here. We're going to select round bales. We're going to come off of follow me. Then we're going to select round bales. There we are. And we're going to turn that on. And we're going to say follow me. And we're going to say offset to the right. And then we're going to get a little closer. And I think those numbers ought to work. I think. Okay. So now we come back here to our Deutz 9 that we rented. We're going to hop in. Like so. Turn on the rear mower. I'll lower it. Right? Turn on the front mower. Lower that. Brake is off. Cruise control has to be pretty low or we will lose our MB track because the baler has to stop, right, to unload the main chamber. I think we're good. Here we go. Right. So I don't have an estimate for these fields. The yield will be 130%. 100% for the base crop, plus 30 for one layer of fert. So we'll be at 130 for these, and I mean, I guess we can just kind of estimate. We'll take a look at how many bales we end up with, and then figure plus 20%, I would say, for that other smaller meadow where we have the wool storage, etc. All right. So I just want to make sure this picks up after it drops. I think we turned our auto load on. Did we not? I think we did. See? Beautiful. Okay. So that is all working. Yeah, we'll just estimate, and I mean, if we get, say, 100 bales at 200 euro per bale, 20 grand, we paid 10,000 to lease this tractor, and then a couple thousand more for everything else. Let's say 12,000. 13,000 is our total lease payment to mow this first cut of these first fields. 20,000 minus 12, we're going to make 8,000 euro profit. And you contrast that to without seasons and on easier economy, we'd make a couple €100,000. So I definitely understand why YouTubers say that Seasons does not make for good videos. I mean, I'm committed to it. I'm continuing with this. I like it. I'm not complaining. I have no problem with it. But I understand why YouTubers say it slows the game down too much for these videos to be interesting, because it takes 2 or 3 or 5 seasons to make money, 2 or 3 or 5 game years to make money, versus, I don't know, a few hours without seasons on easy economy. Essentially just mow some grass, make some silage bales, and sell them for a few €1,000 a piece, and you're good to go. And it's not. I mean, it's a different style of play. Different people like to play different ways. There's no right or wrong way to play Farm Sim. Just play it and have fun. But I definitely get it, that it slows the economy down so radically that what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money? So my benchmark for conquering a map, for lack of a better word, is when I can buy a wind turbine. At that point, we're making more money than we know what to do with. As we did on our previous save game, we had a wind turbine, and it was €1,000,000 or something. Now, we were carrying almost €2,000,000 in loan, and on this save game, we're trying to never take out a loan at all. We may have to, but that, let's see how, let's be smart here, and let's come in here, right, just for a second. Let's take over manual control. Fail. Alright. Alright. So then if we go back here, just wanted to get through that first turn. Little jackknife, as you do. Stop. Alright. And back on there. Okay. Just to be smart. Back in here. Brake is off. Here we go. Did everybody get through there okay? I see blocked by an object. Fellas, ladies, how are we doing? Oh, we're doing all right. Okay. So yeah, I can't imagine when we would have €1,000,000 to buy a wind turbine. It's going to take a while. And then the wool, same way, we have barely any wool right now. But I believe the way Seasons is set up, we will have a ton of wool in the fall. And then we'll lamb next spring. So it slows things down. It's what we want, right? That's why we play with Seasons. That slow, very methodical, very analytical style of farming is what we want. But then when we get it, it's like, how am I going to make any money? So we'll see. And we also need to figure out what to do next episode, because really all there is to do on this map right now is feed the animals, feed the sheep, which is easy. I believe this has the meadow grass mod, so they are eating what is growing in their meadow. So we just slip them a little bit of food now and then, keep them watered, that's a piece of cake, and they're happy as can be. But they're not really doing anything. At the moment, they're not making wool and they're not making baby sheep, but they will be, just not for a long time. Now, these fields that we're mowing right now, I can fertilize these, get a layer of fert down on them immediately so that we can fertilize them as they're growing and get them triple fertilized for next cut. But other than that, would just be skipping time, moving forward with time, and then mowing those other fields. And I don't know if we want to mow back to back. So maybe next episode we'll fertilize these fields, and then the episode after that we'll mow those other fields. Or potentially mow everything for second cut, which would be, I need to stop here anyway to let everyone catch up. But when we look at the map, is our Deutschfahr going to clear that power pole? I think it is. Yeah, I'm optimistic. All right, and in fact, oh yeah, here's your little screenshotter. Beautiful. So when we look, let me run back over here to the Deutz and then we'll look at the map. I was envisioning essentially making one pass from the far west side of the map all the way over to the southeast corner of Field 15, right? And essentially filling a trailer with bales in one length. And then just repeating that, and who knows how many we'd get. I would like to see several hundred, even at €200 per bale, several hundred, right? We're making some money. But it's all unknown at this point. TBD. I just don't know how many bales we're going to end up with and how much we're going to be able to sell them for. Well, and then on top of that, we need to sit on them for a couple days. We can't, they won't be silage straight away, they'll just be wrapped grass. So we can't really sell them until they ferment anyway. And then based on that forecast, all right, that was the other thing I wanted to show you, was what our forecast is doing, or rather not doing. Forecast is, the forecast is high for prices, but then as we progress through each day, it drops radically. It drops by like 30% as we get to that day. It's not really picking up as it is forecast to. So get up here and get turned, and I'll show you that as well. Again, while we're waiting for the MB track. All right, so we'll go through here, and let's also monitor and see, is everybody going to be able to make their turn okay? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so we'll set the brake, and if we go here, we'll use silage as an example because that's really the only thing we're going to have to sell. All right? We've got this forecast to the right where it looks like everything is great. You know, we're up over close to or over €100 per ton. But then as each day comes, it just, that's dropping by like half, right? So tomorrow, when we get to day 2 of summer, it looks like it'll be at 100, but then it'll drop to 50. So perhaps Seasons needs a year or two for the prices to stabilize, and then everything is good. But at the moment, it is, the prices are really brutal. And we do have them set to hard mode, hard economy. And then Seasons itself adjusts pricing. So we just need to kind of lump it until we begin making progress. Now, we do own fields that we bought, and we can sell them for what we bought them for. My concern is, so we'll use Field 15 as an example. I think we paid €90,000 for it. We'll say 100,000 to keep the math simple. We paid €100,000 for it. If the bales we get out of it give us 10,000 gross, once we subtract the price of getting the grass in the ground in the first place, we may have only made a few €1,000 profit from owning that field for a year. But here's the thing, and again, this goes back to that, we say we want realism, and then when we get it, it hurts. But we say we want realism. Let's say we do make a few €1,000 from that field. How many fields does a farmer own? A farmer owns 10 fields, right? They make €5,000 from 10 fields. It's €50,000. It's not a fortune, but it's a living, So perhaps that's what a farmer makes in real life, and everything is very realistic. Make sure nobody's bumping into each other here. No, we're good. It's very realistic, but it's so far removed from the very generous pricing that Farm Sim gives you in base game, and not complaining about that either. It's a fun game when you play casually, and it's a fun game when you play it realistically. It's just fun in a different kind of way. So, we ready? Everybody ready? Here we go. So in that way, as we move away from that model where you start a save game, you mow some grass, put it in a clamp, and then dump it in the hopper, and you make €500,000. And even the way that things were progressing on our last save game here on Geiselsberg, we made money. There were crops that we were bringing in, soybeans and canola. I was harvesting them 2 times in 5 days. And that's on normal growth speed. It's not even accelerated growth. And I was trying to play realistically. I wasn't looking to cheese the system. And yet it still worked out that way. So it's just something that we need to monitor and be aware of. And in fact, hang on. What if I came out here? What if I did like this here? Oh, yeah. As this gets a little closer, I think we're going to have some... Yeah, there we go. That's some proper mowing. Okay. Always thinking about screenshots. Always. So I think we will be okay. And I know someone had suggested, hey, play this map till FS2021 comes out. I like that idea. I have played maps for a long time in the past, a couple hundred hours into a save game, but I've never played a map until the new version of the game dropped. But I think I'll do that. Now, I want to bring other maps to the channel. I don't want to play Geiselsberg exclusively, but this map is so good. And so, I don't know, man. There's just something about it. It's really got legs. So we'll keep playing Geiselsberg. And we will possibly take this all the way through till FS 2021. And if we do that, then we should, ideally, have time to make money. And we can bring another map in and perhaps not use seasons. I know, I'm driving through the bushes. I know. Not super realistic, but what can you do? So let's come down here, and we'll wait a minute for our crew to get turned around. Where are we at on time? We're at 21 minutes. I think, let's fill the trailer. Yeah, I think the timing will be about right. We need 2, 4, 6, 8. We need 8 more bales. Let's fill the trailer. We'll take that off, follow me, and then let's find a place to go unload it. And I'll finish this field off camera. Because, yeah, I'll need to come in and clean up the little scraggly ends. Yeah, it's all working out. It's all working out. Beautiful. And, well, that's another question. Where do we want to put these bales? I've seen you can leave them in a field, right? As they're fermenting, you can just leave them in a field. I don't know how I feel about that. Guess we could put them behind the sheep barn. The only problem with that is they're in the shade, right? Because it's trees on one side and a barn on the other, so they'd really only get hot from, like, I don't know, 10 or 11 a.m. to 1 or 2 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Let's not hide them. Okay, well, we'll look for a place. Yeah, when we're done here, we'll take it off, follow me, and then we'll go look for a place to drop them. That works. All right, down here. And I just noticed that water tank there. I don't know if you can get water from that. Curious if you could. We have our pond, and our sheep really aren't drinking a lot right now. Or, I guess a different way to say it is the water tanker that we're using fills that trough enough that I don't feel like we're constantly trying to get water to our sheep. So we're not in search of a closer or a more convenient water source. But curious if you can get water from that tank just the same. All right through here. Like so. And around. Beautiful. Yeah, I'll go in and get this last little bit of grass off camera. How we doing back here? Everybody's still good. And also, follow me, I don't think did, but Courseplay, Vehicle Control Add-on, and Vehicle AI all updated on GitHub if you're using those mods. They update constantly. They really do. It's like seriously every few days. But I update them about once every 2 weeks. You know, I don't want to be chasing the dragon where you're constantly updating the same mod over and over. So about every 2 weeks I go in, but they are definitely updated now. And if you have Courseplay from the Giants mod hub, from the official mod hub, and you download the one from GitHub, be aware that the one from GitHub it's not exactly beta, but it's not Giants approved. And that loop we get into where, you know, we sometimes kind of jump the gun on a mod and we get a beta mod or a development mod, and then we get conflicts. Well, if it hasn't been tested and approved by Giants. Now, being tested and approved by Giants doesn't mean that all mods are always going to work together with no conflict. But they have been tested somewhat. They're sort of approved. So just be aware if you're getting something from GitHub, it could be beta, and it could cause conflicts that the Courseplay that is on the mod hub does not cause. Courseplay is on the mod hub, is it not? Which did I just... it might not be Courseplay. There's a mod that I've been getting from GitHub, and then it was on the mod hub all of a sudden. I can't remember which one it is. But either way, just be aware of that. The stuff from GitHub is very often beta. All right, that's our last bale right there. So I'm going to set the brake, turn this back on. Going to, oh no. Have we been doing all that with our front mower up? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, son. All right, so I'm going to have a little cleanup to do. Although, maybe not that much. Yeah, that's not too cool. I don't know when or how that popped up. I hope. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. I can't believe I just mowed that field with my front mower up. Well, that's what you get for turning off the HUD. So it goes. So it goes. Okay, so we will take this off of Follow Me. I suppose we could take our MB track off also, so it drops those revs down. There you go. Set the brake. All right. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it to go back around this field with the front mower down. I think we, well, I'll take a look. God, I'm so embarrassed right now. So embarrassed. Oh, terrible farming. All right, so we'll go back around here. I mean, this is a hay rack to our right. You want to just leave them right here? This is pretty flat. Or do you want them closer to the farm? I do want them, they're supposed to be... You want them facing south, do you not? Yeah, so this, if we're thinking of this stack here, we would want it oriented east to west to get the most sun. We wouldn't want it north to south. Yeah. That's right. Okay, so let's put it by the road. That's east to west. Okay. And as we come over here, I think that'll give us an opportunity to see how much grass I missed. Oh my goodness. That is I just want to hang my head. It's not too bad. It's sort of patchy. And we got most of it. We got most of it. Okay. So we come through here. We're going to stop auto loading. We're going to use our indicator, which is right there. And let's put it, yeah, see these trees over here to the south? We're going to cast a shadow on our stack. We want them cooking. We want them cooking in the sun. So let's go up here by that water tower across the highway. There are a lot less trees there. And there's a little bit of a slope here. I'm hoping these don't start rolling. You know how bales are in Farm Sim. Right. All right. Now, if this doesn't work, I'll just have to go back in and pick them all up. I don't know. Okay, you ready? Here we go. All right. And that stack stays together. Perfect. So get this flipped around. It looks like, yeah, it looks like I just did one length with that front mower up. I'm not sure how or why that popped up, but that's easy enough to fix off camera. I'll just go back in and do that one length and bail that up as well. Right, so I'll finish this field off camera, and I will do the other smaller meadow down by the wool storage. I'll do that one off camera as well. And then next episode, maybe we'll fertilize these fields next episode or spread lime in them or something. I'm told that lime does not impact grass yield, but I like the lime just the same. If it tells me they need lime, I like to put lime on them. Right. So we'll set the brake. We'll hop out. Come over here. Get a nice view of all our kit. And we'll call it right there. There you go, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is the Geiselsberg map with seasons. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.